Types of delivery. No matter how well designed, a presentation must be well delivered if it is to succeed. There are three presentation styles: monologues, guided discussion, and interactive presentations. Monologues are speeches delivered without interruption or audience involvement. Guided discussions are more interactive. In this type of presentation, a speaker provides information and has a preset idea of which material will be covered, but listeners are encouraged to speak up with questions and comments. Interactive presentations involve the audience even more. Although the speaker still controls the program, an interactive presentation feels more like a conversation than a speech. Speakers have four options when delivering presentations: manuscript, memorized, extemporaneous, and impromptu. In manuscript presentations, speakers read their remarks word for word from a prepared statement. This type of speaking is common at annual company meetings, conventions, and press conferences. Unfortunately, this makes presentations lifeless and boring. If speaking from a script is bad, trying to memorize that script is even worse. The biggest problem of a memorized presentation is that it sounds memorized. Speakers who recite their presentations from memory often fail to incorporate natural nonverbal expressions or demonstrations of emotion in their delivery. As a result, their speeches sound rehearsed to the point of almost being robotic. Additionally, during the presentation, speakers focus on remembering what comes next instead of getting involved in the meaning their remarks. It's also difficult to recover for forgetting a portion of memorized speech without the mistake being obvious to the audience. An extemporaneous presentation is planned and rehearsed but not memorized word for word. When you speak extemporaneously, you learn your key points and become familiar with the support you will use to back them up. In other words, you practice the big picture but let the specific words come naturally during your delivery. A good extemporaneous presentation should be carefully rehearsed, but it will never be exactly the same twice because you will be speaking with the audience, not at them. Extemporaneous speakers use notes for reminders or the order and content of their ideas. Notes should be brief. Overly detailed notes tempt a speaker to read them. If you're using presentation software, the points on your slide should be all you need to guide you. Notes should be legible. Your words should not turn into meaningless scribbles when you need them. The writing on your notes should be neat and large enough to read them at a glance. Notes should be unobtrusive. Most audience will not be offended if you speak from notes as long as those notes are not distracting. Flapping a sheet of paper in your hand or shuffling several sheets of paper on a podium can become a noisy irritation. Sooner or later, you will be asked to give an impromptu presentation, an unexpected, off the cuff talk. Giving an impromptu talk need not be as threatening as it seems. Most of the time, you will be asked to speak about a subject within your expertise. Your impromptu presentations will be most effective if you follow these guidelines. Anticipate when you may be asked to speak. Most impromptu speaking situations will not come as a complete surprise. You may be an expert on the subject under discussion, for example. Just in case you are asked to speak, your remarks will be better planned and delivered if you prepare yourself. Focus on your audience and the situation. Think about your audience and the situation in which you will be speaking. The more ground you are in your remarks in the context, the better. Accept the invitation with assurance. Try to look confident, even if you are less than delighted about speaking, or else the audience will doubt the value of your remarks. Organize your thoughts. To avoid rambling, use the few minutes before the speak to sketch out your outline. Jot it down if possible. Present reasons, logic, or facts to support your viewpoint. As with any presentation, your points will be clearer and more persuasive when you back them up with supporting material like statistics, examples, or comparisons. Do not apologize. No one expects a set of impromptu remarks to be perfectly polished, so it is a mistake to highlight your lack of knowledge or preparation. And do not ramble. Many novice speakers make the mistake of delivering their message and then continuing to talk.